What's going on YouTube? I am Tracy Harris and I'm back to bring you another video on how to remove any negative item from your credit report utilizing ChatGPT. But first things first, guys, before we get into this video, I want to give you a quick overview of who I am. My name is Tracy Harris and I am a consumer law expert. You will see a lot of videos, a lot of reels, a lot of TikToks on consumer law, right? You'll see people referencing these laws, 15 USC 1681, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. But excuse me, what you won't see is these people actually utilizing these laws that they're referencing in these TikToks and reels in real life. So what we have here is PACER, right? Public access to court records. I'm based out of Atlanta, so I file all my lawsuits in the Northern District of Georgia. If you come here to PACER, you will know that all lawsuits are public record. So let's just type in my name here. Type in my name. We're going to scroll down here to the cause of action, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act really quickly. 15 USC 1681 Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act is 1692. But today's topic, we're going to focus on 1681, which is the FCRA. If you come here, type in my name, type in closed cases, you will see here Harris Traces. This is me. You can look up all the cases I filed against these companies myself directly. Equifax here, Experian there, Experian again, Midland Credit Management. So as you can see, I filed multiple lawsuits under the Fair Credit Reporting Act and successfully settled these cases against the consumer reporting agencies. So every bit of information you get in this case will be practical information you can utilize and information that I apply for myself to not only win settlement payouts, but also get deletions from my own personal credit report, actually utilizing these laws if the consumer reporting agencies don't delete or update the inaccurate or incomplete information on your credit report. So now with that being said, let's get into the full video and I'm going to show you exactly how to draft you up a proper dispute utilizing ChatGPT. Okay, guys, let's get into how exactly we utilize ChatGPT to remove negative items from our credit report. So the first thing we want to do is actually review our credit report. Now, most of you guys probably already have the Experian app or you already have Credit Karma. But I don't suggest using this because Experian only shows you your Experian account and Credit Karma only shows you Equifax and TransUnion. Plus, Credit Karma also utilizes what's called the Vantage scoring model, which is not utilized by lenders, right? My Score IQ is a tri-merge credit report that gives you all three of your FICO scores. So if you look here on the right, you will see an example. These are your FICO Score 8. And here you see FICO Score 8 is the most widely used version of the FICO score by the major credit reporting agencies. 90% of top lenders use FICO scores when making lending decisions. So you want to have an understanding of what your FICO score is if you're looking to build your credit and potentially get approved for an auto loan, mortgage, or bank card. You can get access to My Score IQ utilizing the trial link in my bio for $1. It is $34.99 monthly, but if you cancel within 7 days, you won't get charged the full amount. Now, I do suggest keeping your credit monitoring service active while going through the dispute process because you'll get monthly updates for all three every single 30 days. And it'll be a lot easier to track your changes because you can see your previous reports compared to your new reports. And that way, if you do need to send an additional round of disputes, it'll be a lot easier to do so. And it'll be consistent if your account isn't modified or updated properly. So once you have a My Score IQ account, the first thing you want to do is find the negative items and highlight the inaccuracies or incomplete information. More than 95% of the negative accounts you will have on your credit report will be inaccurate or incomplete. So things we're going to look for is closed accounts reporting as open, incorrect late payments, or inconsistent payment histories against all three consumer reporting agencies. Whenever any part of your credit report is not being reported the exact same across all three credit reporting agencies, it has to be inaccurate if it is the same. So once you have My Score IQ, right, the first thing you'll see here is a summary, right? This will give you a detailed breakdown of the total accounts you have, the open accounts you have, the closed accounts per consumer reporting agencies. But the section you will want to pay attention to is your delinquent accounts. These are accounts with late payments. Your derogatory accounts, these are all your accounts that potentially have negative information, and your collection accounts. These accounts that were previously charged off and now have been sold to a third party. Due to credit information being sensitive, I'm unable to show you the full report. This is a snippet of how accounts report on Identity IQ or My Score IQ, right? So you can see that this self account isn't reported on TransUnion, which is fine. it's important to understand that every account may not report to all three consumer reporting agencies, which is completely up to the company that's deciding to report the information, right? There is no violation or there is no inaccuracy if the company is not choosing to report your information to the consumer reporting agencies. So self in this particular scenario is reporting to Experian and Equifax, but we could compare the two, right? So if you look at the last reported date, here you see last reported on Experian is 12/27/2022, but last reported on Equifax is January 4th, 2023. So that's an inaccuracy. How can the same account report two different reported dates, right? So that's an inaccuracy. That's something we can add to our letter in dispute. Date of last active, right? This is stating that the date this account was last active was December 1st, 2022 on Experian, but January 4th, 2023 on Equifax. How is that possible, right? If this is the same account. And date of last payment. This is a big one. Did you make the payment on February 21st, 2022 or February 1st, 2022? How can the same account have two different payment dates? These are all examples of things we can challenge to get these accounts removed. Now, what you want to pay attention to as well is here your two-year payment history. As we have here, right? If we look in January 2022, how in December 2021 we make an on-time payment, but 30 days later we are 60 days late? That's impossible. How can you be 60 days late within a 30-day time frame? That is a big inaccuracy. This is hurting your approval chances, or if you're being approved, I guarantee you're being approved at a higher interest rate, which this is a violation under the Fair Credit Reporting Act once you dispute. So it's important, keep this account in mind as we go through this video. Another example of inaccuracies, now let's look at an account that is reporting incorrectly across all three consumer reporting agencies. So this is why my score IQ is a game changer when it comes to credit monitoring compared to looking at each report individually. This gives you line by line across all three, so it's super easy to compare, right? So we look at TransUnion, Experian, Equifax here, right? One thing to pay attention to is the payment status, right? 90 days past due, right? So 90 days past due, 90 days past due, not more than 4 payments past due, right? So that is inaccurate, right? Different reporting across all three, right? So now let's look at the date of last payment. How on this account it shows the date of last payment is October 2024 on all three, right? It's inaccurate just in the fact that Equifax shows the payment was made October 1st. Experian and TransUnion shows that the last payment was made October 18th. That's inaccurate. But what we want to look at even more is the 2-year payment history. It shows literally here, date of last payment was October 2024, but it's reporting us 90 days past due. And October of 2024 is reporting us 90 days late. How is that possible, right? How is it possible that we're 60 days late 3 months in a row? Either we go 30, 60, 90, 120, or it's 30 days late and we made a payment. Now we 30 days late again. It's impossible to be 60 days late 3 months in a row, right? So that's impossible. And then in October 2024, it's showing us 90 days late. But this shows here that we made a payment in October 2024. So it's super obvious for these accounts to have inaccuracies that we can point out and use in our disputes to get these accounts removed or updated if that's your choice. But we have to understand how to read a credit report and utilize it. And we want to see all three side by side to make it super easy to spot these inaccuracies. So now that we know how to spot inaccuracies on our credit report, the next step would be using the Fair Credit Reporting Act or the FCRA to remove these accounts or potentially sue the CRAs for violations. Now, I know when it comes to lawsuits, which I spoke about early in the video, this is a skill, right? You have to know how to properly plead and draft a complaint, and even how to file a lawsuit against the CRA. So if you need help with that, feel free to schedule a call with me one-on-one if you feel like you have violations and you want to potentially sue these companies for infringing upon your rights to having an accurate credit report. Or you can take these same reports and look for consumer attorneys in your area, and just let them know, like, hey, you have some extreme inaccuracies on your report and you want to work with them to file a lawsuit against these companies to get these inaccurate accounts removed. So once we identify the inaccuracies on our credit report, let's use the FCRA to have these inaccuracies updated or the accounts deleted. The law in particular we want to pay attention to is 15 USC, which stands for United States Code 1681 EB. So this here is a screenshot from the law of Cornell. Feel free to Google this law if you want to. So it's 15 USC Code 1681 E. Compliance procedures. This governs the consumer reporting agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and many more. There's a lot of consumer reporting agencies, check systems, early warning, and a lot more. So if you ever hear someone talking about 1681, they are referring to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. In Section EB in particular, so you come here, 1681E, compliance procedures, and you look for Section B, accuracy of report. Whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy concerning the individual about whom the report relates, right? So this law states here that consumer reporting agencies shall follow reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy. This isn't, if you look at these screenshots, this isn't maximum possible accuracy. Now, there is one stipulation to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Before it can be a violation, you have to dispute first. This is not a strict liability statute. Just because they're reporting this information inaccurate doesn't mean they already owe you $1,000 per violation or whatever misinformation is on the credit report. But once you dispute and trigger an investigation or reinvestigation under 1681I, if the information is not fixed from that point, then that's when you can file a lawsuit. Keep that in mind. So in our video, in our letter using 1681E, we're also going to add 15 USC Code 1681I. So when you hear 1681I, I want you to think of investigation, right? Do a quick recap. Step one, we're going to review our credit report. You can use Experian or Credit Karma, but I do suggest using MyScore IQ. MyScore IQ will give you all three of your FICO scores for TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and it'll make it super easy for you to spot inaccuracies across all three consumer reporting agencies. Step two, we're going to find the negative items and highlight the inaccuracies or incomplete information. And the next step is after we have highlighted those inaccuracies and negative information, that is when we're going to go to ChatGPT and use AI to create our dispute letters to make the credit repair process simple. The most important thing to know when using ChatGPT is using the right prompts. The better your prompt, the better the letter that ChatGPT will create for you. So I know you're going to be like, hey, Tracy, I'm new to this consumer law thing. I'm new to credit repair. I don't know what to ask ChatGPT. No worries. We have the chat here in the video. Like I said, this step-by-step guide will be linked here below that you can get it sent to you via PDF directly to your email. So you can just copy and paste from here. And I may also paste this in the description to make it super easy for you. So we're going to ask ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, I'm a consumer and I want to invoke my rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act to challenge incomplete and inaccurate information on my credit report. Utilizing the law 15 USC 1681 EB and 1681I, create a letter addressed to TransUnion, Experian, and or Equifax to have the following accounts removed and updated. The reason why I highlighted this section here is super important. If you want the account removed, then state that. If it's an account with late payments and you just want to get those updated to pay it on time, but not delete the whole account, make sure you notate that in your dispute that, hey, I only want this account updated. So the next thing is we're going to include the account name or the accounts and the account numbers and the account numbers. And then you want a short, brief message on what you spotted to be inaccurate. The payment status isn't correct across all three consumer reporting agencies, and the date of last payment is inaccurate and does not reflect correctly on the payment history. Also include the notice to send any stall letters, as this is not sent from a third party. And I will proceed with litigation if I'm met with stall tactics, as these inaccuracies are hindering me greatly from being approved and being accepted at a high interest rate. This is ChatGPT. It's just chatgpt.com. As you can see, I included this exact prompt here, and I also included a screenshot of the negative item that's reporting. So ChatGPT has the ability to analyze images, so I included that just to give it a little bit more information, and the prompt here from my Word doc. And this is the letter that is spit out for me. So this is the letter that ChatGPT drafted up for me. Here you would include your name and whoever you're sending a dispute to, TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax. And if you narrow down to the ChatGPT prompter 1, it will also provide you the address to the particular credit report agency that you're trying to dispute to, or you can just Google this information. Subject is request for investigation and correction of inaccurate information. Dear Credit Bureau name, I'm writing to dispute inaccurate and incomplete information reported on my credit file under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The account in question is as follows. Account name, Farmer's Home Furniture. Account number here. Upon reviewing my credit report, I have identified the following discrepancies. Payment status. The reported payment status is inconsistent and inaccurate across all three credit reporting agencies, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. These discrepancies fail to reflect the actual status of my account. Number 2, date of last payment. The date of last payment is not accurately reported and does not align with the payment history provided. These inaccuracies are a direct violation of your obligations under 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, which requires credit reporting agencies to ensure maximum possible accuracy in preparation of consumer reports. Additionally, under 15 U.S.C. 1681I, I am requesting an immediate investigation into these inaccuracies and for the necessary corrections or deletions to be made promptly. Action requested. Remove or updated the inaccurate information regarding the payment status and date of last payment. 2, ensure that the payment history is accurately reflected across all credit reporting agencies. Please note this correspondence is sent by me directly as the consumer and is not from a third party. And any attempt to send a stall letter in response to this request will be deemed non-compliant with the FCRA, and I will be compelled to take legal action to protect my rights. The ongoing inaccuracies are significantly hindering my ability to secure financial approvals and are impacting my financial well-being due to higher interest rates. I have attached a copy of my identification, a recent utility bill as proof of address, and a copy of the relevant section of my credit report highlighting the errors for your reference. Please complete your investigation within 30 days as mandated by law and provide a written response detailing the actions taken to address this matter. Failure to comply with my request may leave me no choice but to seek remedies through legal action. I look forward to your prompt attention to this matter. Thank you for your time and cooperation sincerely. Now, at the end of your letter, you want to include your name, your contact information, and also you want to include a copy of your driver's license, a copy of a utility bill showing your current address that you want correspondence to be sent to, and I highly suggest adding a copy of your social security card. This will limit them sending you stall methods, and this will strengthen your lawsuit if you decide to move forward with litigation for them sending you stall tactics. If you decide not to send a copy of your social security card, make sure you send the last 4 of your SSN as part of your identifying information. Now that we have our ChatGPT letter drafted up, the next step is sending this out to the credit reporting agencies. Now, if you don't want to go to the physical post office to send off your letter certified, I suggest using certifiedmaillabels.com. Here, once you sign in and create your account, you want to come to the address letter section. Want us to print and mail for you? Yes. Single letter upload. Title your reference letter for tracking. Just sample dispute. We have a 4-page dispute, and then you want to just upload this directly from your computer. And you can print this in color or not. I'll just do black and white. Upload letter. Approve. And here you can verify that your letter is sent with your identifying information. Here you want to enter your name, address, and here you're going to send to the company that you want to dispute with. And the cool thing about certifiedmaillabels.com is that you can save the dispute information for the company you're sending to. So as you send one dispute, you can add it to your address book and save their information so you don't have to retype it every time. And this is important. Make sure you label your reference so for tracking purposes in the future. So sample dispute round 1, right? You don't have to print the label reference, but make sure you keep it for your record. Then you'll go to next, certified with electronic delivery confirmation, and then preview and approve. And it will show your price here, $8 to send out this letter, and you can confirm the address here. And you will get email notification once your letter is delivered, and you'll be able to track here through the summary tracking report. Now, this is going to wrap up today's video, and I guarantee you that if you utilize ChatGPT properly with the steps provided in this video, you will get results. And if you don't, these are proper disputes that you can leverage under the Fair Credit Reporting Act to actually sue the credit reporting agencies for violations if they leave the inaccurate information reporting to your credit report. So if you get to the point in the dispute process where they're consistently verifying and updating this inaccurate or incomplete information on your credit report, please schedule a call with me so we can review your disputes, review your credit report, and see if we have a lawsuit under the FCRA. I will be more than happy to assist you throughout the full litigation process and get you paid and the items deleted from your credit report. Also, if you're just tired of going through the dispute process for yourself and you're looking for an experienced professional to help you, make sure to click the link in the bio to schedule a free call with myself or my team, and we will handle the dispute process through A to Z, and our services are backed by litigation. We partner with attorneys throughout the U.S., so if we do need to sue these companies in order to get the items removed from your credit report, we are able to. And remember, all lawsuits are public record. If you have anybody on YouTube speaking to you about consumer law, ask them to show you their Pacer account. If they're unable to show you a track record of successfully applying the law to get remedies under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, then I would take their information with a grain of salt. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And please drop your questions in the comment section and I'll try my best to reply to all of them. If not, you can reach me directly on Instagram or Facebook at IAM.TRACYHARRIS and just shoot me a message. I'll be sure to respond. This is going to wrap up today's video, and I wish you guys success on your credit restoration journey.